The Hidden Marriage, a parable written by James F. Twyman. A small group of devotees gathered in the sacred meadow where Mother was said to have received her enlightenment. They waited in silence as their teacher slowly made her way to the front of the group, then sat down on a small wooden bench, looking at her disciples. After several seconds, she smiled and said, "There was once a woman of the desert, luminous in spirit and radiant in beauty. Though she lived humbly among the shifting sands, her presence was like the moon, silent yet captivating. She possessed nothing but the warmth of her heart and the wisdom of her soul. One day, the great king, ruler of the land, heard whispers of her beauty, not only of a form, but of a presence. Moved by an unseen force, he journeyed to the barren land where she dwelled. And when he saw her, he knew the stories had fallen short of the truth, for she was even more beautiful than he had imagined. The king, in his majesty, wished to claim her, not as a mere consort, but as his own. Yet he was a hidden king, one who ruled not by the chains of power, but by the unseen hand of divine will. So he took her as his bride in secret, binding her to him in a marriage that only the two of them would know. For many years, the woman bore him sons, and they grew up among the sands, untended by luxury, clothed only in the light of the sun. The king, ever watchful, returned to his distant palace, leaving his beloved and his sons behind. As the children grew, they questioned their place in the world. They were poor, yet their mother's eyes carried the weight of a knowing far beyond their poverty. One evening, as they sat beneath the open sky, she spoke. "Do not be ashamed of what you lack, for you lack nothing. You are not the sons of the dust. You are the sons of the King. You were born of a royal line, though your inheritance is yet unseen." The sons, stirred by her words, journeyed to the palace of the king. Though their feet were dusty and their garments worn, their faces bore a resemblance to their unseen father. When the king looked upon them, he saw his own image reflected in their eyes. "Who are you?" he asked. And they answered, "We are the sons of the woman of the desert." The king rose from his throne and rejoiced. He embraced them as his own, for indeed they were his own. He adorned them in robes befitting their birthright, not as a gift, but as a recognition of what had always been true. And so, the sons who once thought themselves beggars learned they had been princes all along. Mother smiled, then said to the group of disciples sitting before her, "Beloved ones, hear this mystery. You dwell in the desert of the world, clothed in the rags of forgetfulness. But you are the children of the King. Do not measure yourself by the dust, nor by what your hands can grasp. Your inheritance is already written in the stars, though it remains unseen until you claim it. Go to the palace of truth, and the King will recognize you as his own."